Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are really taking a scalpel to one of the most intense mental routines I've ever come across.
Mm.
It's called the second shot mindset protocol. And while it comes from elite golf, this is so much more than a sports technique.
Oh, absolutely. It's a complete framework. It's really an architecture for how to stay committed when the pressure is just crushing.
And our mission today is to unpack it, right? To go through these five very deliberate phases that make it up.
Exactly. We're going to look at how a top performer goes from analyzing a situation to visualizing to executing, and then, and this is key, how they respond afterward.
And it all seems to pivot on this one huge idea that you can apply to, well, pretty much anything.
The think box versus the play box.
That's the one, the absolute separation of the two.
It's the central pillar.
Yeah.
One space is for your brain, for strategy, for data. The other is for trust, pure instinct.
And if you mix them up.
That's where it all goes wrong. That's where you get the catastrophic errors.
Okay, so let's jump right in with that starting point. Section 1, the think box. This is all about assessment and ownership.
Right. And it starts before you even get to the ball with what the sources call the purposeful walk.
It's not just a stroll, is it?
Not at all. It's your first active step toward getting mentally clear. You're consciously slowing your system down, preparing your mind to just receive data, objective data.
So you're filtering out the noise? You're not thinking about the last shot or the score?
Exactly. You arrive, you stand tall, you breathe slowly.
Yeah.
You are creating a space to gather the facts and only the facts.
And what are those facts? What are you looking for?
Well, the obvious one is the lie of the ball. Is it sitting up nicely or is it, buried in the rough?
Sure.
But then it gets more detailed. You need precise yardages to the front of the green, the middle, and the back.
And then you're factoring in things like the flag position, the wind. It's a full data sweep.
A very rapid one. And what's so fascinating is how that data shapes the strategy.
What do you mean?
The best players, they almost never aim right at the flag.
Really?
They use that data to pick what they call landing zones. These are big, high-percentage areas on the green, places where a two-putt is almost a guarantee.
So it's about playing it's risk management, not just heroics.
100%. But that brings up a huge risk, right, with all that data.
Oh, yeah, analysis paralysis.
Exactly. How do you stop yourself from getting completely stuck in your head?
So how does the protocol handle that?
With a non-negotiable rule. Your job in the think box is simple. Choose one shot and fully 100% own that decision.
And once you step out of that space,
it's locked in. No second guessing. No changing your mind. That's the line between just having an intention and being truly committed.
Okay, so you've made the decision, it's locked in. But how do you get your body and mind ready to actually, execute on that? This takes us to the next phase, preparing behind the ball. Visualization and alignment.
It starts with a physical reset, a physiological hack, really.
The centering breath.
Yep. The protocol is super specific here. You inhale through your nose for 4 counts, you hold it for 2, and then you exhale through your mouth for 6.
4, 2, 6. Why that long exhale? What's that doing?
That's the magic bullet. A long exhale triggers your parasympathetic nervous system. It's your body's natural braking system. Your heart rate drops, your shoulders drop.
And your brain shifts gears.
It shifts from that anxious analytical state to one of calm readiness. It primes you for the next step, which is visualization.
And this isn't just wishful thinking, right? It's not just picturing a good outcome.
No. This is a full sensory movie that you play in your head. You see the exact flight of the ball. Is it high? Is it low? Does it curve left or right?
You're seeing the whole shape of the shot.
The whole shape. But the most advanced part is visualizing how the ball lands.
The landing interaction. Why is that so important?
Because it proves you've actually processed all that data from the think box. If the ground is soft, you see it land, bounce once, and stop. If it's firm, you see it run out.
Ah, I see. So the mental movie has to match the physical reality.
Perfectly. And then you make one single rehearsal swing. The sources call this the first execution, not a warm-up.
Because it has to match the movie.
It has to match the tempo, the feel, the shape. It's the final systems check. It connects the plan in your head to the feeling in your body.
Okay, the system is synchronized. You've got the plan. You're calm. You've rehearsed it. Now for the moment of truth, crossing into the play box.
And the rule here is incredibly simple, but incredibly hard.
Which is?
As soon as you step toward that ball, all thinking stops. All of it. And all trust begins. You have to silence the analyst in your head.
That sounds like the hardest thing in the world to do when the pressure's on.
It is, which is why the protocol gives you a very simple, physical ritual to focus on instead.
The alignment sequence.
It's a three-step sequence. Step 1, look at your intermediate target.
That's brilliant, isn't it? That little blade of grass a few feet in front of the ball.
It's genius. It makes a 150-yard shot feel like a 2-foot shot. It makes alignment simple and precise.
So you see the intermediate target, then step 2.
You align the club face to that target. Then step 3, you align your body, your feet, hips, and shoulders to the club face. It's a chain reaction.
And it occupies your mind so you can't start worrying.
Precisely. And just before you pull the trigger, there's one last little mental tool.
The commitment cue.
A single word. Something like smooth or solid or just go.
What does that do?
It's a thought blocker. It occupies that last bit of space in your brain to prevent any final fearful thought from sneaking in. It connects you to a feeling, not a thought.
And then you just go.
Then you go. And the final command is do not guide, do not steer. You have to trust that the work is done and just let it happen.
The outcome at that point is irrelevant. You followed the process.
The process was perfect.
Now we get to what I think is maybe the most valuable part of this for anyone listening, whatever they do. Section 4, the response, the neutrality after the shot.
Yes. This is where most of us, whether on a golf course or in a boardroom, completely unravel.
We let our emotions take over.
We either get way too high on a success, which breeds ego, or we get crushed by a failure, which destroys confidence. The protocol's goal is to avoid both.
So let's say the shot is perfect. It goes exactly as planned. What's the response?
It's quiet, internal, no big celebration, just a simple, silent, yes, that's me. And the instruction is to bank that feeling.
Store it away for later.
Exactly. You acknowledge the successful execution, you store the sensation, and you move on.
Okay, but what about the much more common scenario? The shot is bad. That's when the negative self-talk usually kicks in.
And this is the absolute masterstroke of the protocol. It cuts that loop off instantly. It forces you into a 3-second objective observation period.
3 seconds. That's it.
Just 3 seconds. It's not enough time to get emotional. It's just enough time to gather data. You ask 3 questions.
What are they?
1, was the plan right? 2, did I fully commit? And 3, was the technical a physical mistake or was it mental, like a hesitation?
So you're diagnosing, not judging.
You are a scientist observing data, not a critic tearing yourself down.
And after those 3 seconds...
Use a reset phrase, something neutral, like, okay, next, or I'm learning.
Yeah.
The most powerful one is, that's feedback, not failure.
And that just... it wipes the slate clean.
It prevents you from dragging the failure of the last shot into the planning for the next one. It's incredible mental discipline.
Which brings us to the final phase. You're now walking to your next shot. How do you maintain that state? How do you reset?
This is the active recovery phase.
Right.
While you're walking, you have to get your focus completely outside of your own head.
How do you do that?
You focus on your breath. You feel your feet on the ground. You consciously relax your grip on the club you're carrying.
And you do that outward scan. You look at the trees, the horizon.
Yes. Why do you think that matters so much?
Because if your focus stays internal, especially after a bad shot, you just ruminate. You get stuck.
You get stuck, and your nervous system stays on high alert. Stress levels rise. By forcing your attention outward, to the sky, to the trees, you are literally calming your nervous system down. You're preventing stress from bleeding into your next decision.
So when you step back, you see this whole thing is just, it's a perfect closed loop. It governs everything.
A complete cycle. You assess in the think box, prepare behind the ball, enter the play box to commit, respond with neutrality, and then you walk with presence to recover.
And what this really teaches us is that confidence. It isn't some feeling you have to find before you perform.
No, confidence is the result of trusting your process. It's the belief that grows from executing this sequence over and over again, especially the commitment and the neutral response parts.
That's what separates the mentally tough from the mentally reactive.
And this is our challenge to you listening to this. You have these high-stakes moments every single day. A tough conversation, a big presentation. You need a think box and a play box for those moments.
So we want you to try and apply this structure this week. Where can you define a space for pure analysis and then create a moment of absolute no second-guessing commitment?
And use those reflection questions from the source material on yourself. Ask, how often did I feel clear and truly committed when making a key decision this week?
And the big one, where did my mind go right after the pressure hit or when the outcome wasn't what I wanted?
Find where your own mental protocol breaks down. Then start building your own think box and play box. That's the real work.
That's the real deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.